Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bruins Take podcast. Benjamin Paris, Cal McDavid, William McDavid, Tyler Tolbert working ourselves around the room. The Bruins Take podcast is back for the first time in 2 years. It's rebranded. We got a new little setup, a new crew, and always a lot to break down here at Cherry Creek. Cal, we're going to kick it right off. Last week was Spirit Week, and it was an awesome week.
It was a really fun week. You know, there's lots of different events for people to go to. Tyler and I got to go on Spirit Bus. Ben, you were there too. So that was fun. Got to do all sorts of different things. So it was a really fun week.
Will, what'd you think of Spirit Week?
It was awesome. I thought that some of the events were great, particularly dodgeball. I know that there were some controversial calls during that
We'll
week.
get into that.
Yeah, we can get into that, but it was really a fun week.
Tyler, I know you got to play in the football game on Friday night, which is always a unique kind of situation to be in the actual game as opposed to in the stands. What's it like to have an absolutely electric stadium packed full of people? They had to close gates and stop letting people in for the first time ever. I mean, what was it like? And then we'll talk about it more in a second too, but you made arguably the biggest play in that game.
Yeah, it's really fun, especially since that was probably the most fans I've ever played with. Just seeing like Stutler, like just full and completely blued out was a really cool experience to have. So
we'll start in somewhat order of what things happened. Monday night, Powder Puff, seniors won, and it was just a spectacular show of athleticism. I know Lilia City played spectacular of girls lacrosse. Charlie Gordon was out there. The coaching staff was the boys' football team, but there was some sheer athleticism out there.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool night. You know, a couple years ago, there was a little accident with Powder Puff. So it was good that everyone came out pretty unscathed and seniors won, which is always really fun.
Yeah, I love the effort from all the teams involved, but especially the seniors. There were, I think, a few diving plays that were just really impressive, but everyone seemed to be having a lot of fun.
Tuesday night, we kicked things into Family Feud. And there's some controversial things there as well. One of the questions had to do with the best teachers at Creek. Another one froze up some people. I know I had a friend, we'll do a quick shout out to Eli, was asked like a top kitchen appliance, and he said knife. That's not a kitchen appliance. He could have said fridge. He could have said microwave. He could have said toaster oven, and he says knife. I mean, he just froze up in the moment.
yeah, I mean the lights come on, it's a lot of pressure. My team, we would have won, but we got robbed. That's okay. Apparently banana is too specific, but fruit would be an answer. But that's neither here nor there.
Wednesday night, and we'll pop the video on the screen for you. We're going to start with the controversy. It's the championship game. You have a group of sophomores. I believe they're called the Jersey Boys. They're on your right side of the screen in the jerseys. On the left, you have the boys soccer team, all blonded out with the hair. Bottom of the screen in the stripes, it's me. Somehow I got my hands on an official shirt, and I was the ref. And look, David Wardlaw just steps over the line. I call it, and then from there, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I wasn't, unfortunately, at dodgeball, but I heard a lot of talk about dodgeball the next day with some questionable reffing, and I don't know. I wasn't there to see it, but I guess maybe Tyler, William, you guys can talk about that a little.
I was on the floor, so I did get to see that whole debacle occur. To be honest, though, I was rooting for the purple team. We were planning to do a TikTok to celebrate the purple team winning the championship. Unfortunately, they got cut off early. But I don't know, Ben. I think I saw David step over the line.
Thank you, Tyler.
It was a close one.
I mean, there's people standing at my car waiting for me. There are things on Snapchat. I mean, that was a scary situation. All around Thursday night, movie on the baseball field. Were any of you guys there for the Sandlot?
I was there at the beginning of it. There was a pretty good turnout, and it was pretty cool because Student Senate did concessions, and it was a fun thing. I think that it was a late night, but I think it was fun for people to get to just have a relaxing night.
I mean, and it's pretty cool to watch the Sandlot on the Sandlot, for a lack of a better description. But you're watching one of the most classic baseball movies of all time on the baseball field with the big inflatable screen. And, of course, all things led to Friday night. And, man, Tyler, what a game it was. And the story had a lot to do with Coach Doherty's return over at Grandview. And, It came down to one play. They had a 4th and 6 as they're marching towards the end zone. They're down by 8 trying to tie, and this pass comes over the middle, and you pretty much destroy the tight end trying to make, a play to continue the game.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough. We were in a really good defense for that call. I was able to get over there and knock the ball out. But that whole drive, the whole game, just a lot of guys showed a lot of just grit and effort, and that was just a grind-out game. And just that whole series, a bunch of plays were made, especially on defense. And it was just a good team win against a good Grandview team, especially against Coach Doherty. That was really weird to just see him on the other side, like calling plays. They're running like the same defense that we run, so it's really weird.
Yeah, did you guys feel like you were like, at least I know you're on defense, but offense feel better prepared for the game, knowing that Coach Doherty was coaching? They knew what defense they would be running?
It was a little bit, and William could probably speak on this. Like, it was a little bit of both. Like, the whole week, you could tell, like, how much the coaches and just everybody wanted to beat Coach Doherty. But, like, Coach Doherty has been going against our offense for 10 years, whatever. So, it was just, we all knew what everybody was going to do. It was really just about, like, executing on offense or defense.
Yeah, I think both coaches knew that the other coach was going to have to put in some different strategies in order to fool the other team because they've been coaching together for so long that they had to kind of switch things up. So that was part of it. It was a little element of surprise going into the game because neither team was quite sure what the other was going to be running.
Well, nonetheless, you guys moved to 6-1 now, 3 more weeks, 1 more home game, but man, that's just a special experience, a fun night. We're going to welcome on our first guest of the week. It's Jonathan Trigg of boys golf, competed last week in the state championship, finished tied for 11th place as an individual, and helped Cherry Creek to finish in 2nd place as a team. Trigg, tell us about the experience. How was Colorado Springs? And, you guys came home with a trophy, which was pretty cool as well.
Well, after last year's 7th place finish, it was good to get up there, have some competition, and really make a run for it. We got 2nd, which we were happy about, and it was just a great experience.
So after the first day, you guys came from behind. It took a little bit of a charge to finish up in that top 2. And what is the nature of that tournament where you really don't know what's going to happen until it's over because things are constantly moving when you're looking at team scores in a golf tournament?
Well, 4 players out there at a time. It's a high school event, and it's golf. Things can switch super fast. So, you just got to stay in it and hope something goes your way, and at the end it did.
What's it like to be, a part of a team, but also play as an individual? And for you who played as the number 1 at state and finished the highest in the individual standings, what's it like to kind of set the example for the rest of the guys out there?
Well, it's different because normal golf you play for yourself, and here you have a little more responsibility holding others up and just playing as a team.
That's awesome. Team is such a big idea at Creek, and we always say, like, sports, we're really good at sports. And so sometimes people might look at a 2nd place finish at state as kind of, oh, they only got 2nd. But for a team to get 2nd place in the entire state is a pretty cool thing. Can you talk about what it's like to compete against some of those teams and maybe not having the same type of crowd as, like football would have as fans to kind of support your team so that you guys don't just have to rely on each other?
Yeah, we actually had a pretty good turnout there at state. I was in the final group, and there were a lot of people that came out to watch me, family, some friends. And, it's cool to have that rallying community that no matter where you go, even if I'm in another state wearing a Creek shirt, someone recognizes it, and it's cool.
Now, Creek golf is arguably one of the most competitive sports at the school. How does that competition kind of breed and help you guys to just improve?
Being at Creek, obviously everyone says we're good at sports, and golf is no different. We're always up there. We haven't won in a while, but golf is tough. You have to have 4 good golfers that all just play well on the same day, and golf is up and down game.
One more question for you, Trigg. Coach Neal took over the program this year after Coach Goldsberry retired. He finished his 2nd in his first year as the head coach. What do you think about the future of this program, and especially you got some strong players coming in behind you?
You know, I think Coach Neal did a great job this year. I think we've got a super young team. One sophomore, one freshman who hadn't played in state or on varsity this year came out and played pretty good this season. So I think they've got a big future ahead.
Trey, we thank you for your time. Congratulations. I know we'll have a picture up here on the screen in just a second. And you got your hands on the championship trophy, and that's really anything that anyone could ever ask for. So, congrats on a great career. I know I've got to see the last 4 years of it, and it's been awfully special.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Our next segment, we've got Lotan Shani, freshman here at Cherry Creek and in the broadcast media class. We're going to give you 60 seconds. We're going to go rapid fire and ask you what it's like in your freshman year at Cherry Creek. I'll start. What do you think, Lotan? You're almost a quarter in, and how does it feel?
It's good. It's kind of like a lot of pressure to come from middle school to actually having to worry about your grades and a lot of stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of pressure.
Cool. Lotan, you're also on the freshman football team. What's that like being a part of sports right as you come into Creek?
It's fun. I feel like I go to school to play sports after school. I think that's the only reason I get good grades is to play sports. But, yeah, I love sports.
Now, you were part of a dodgeball team last week during Spirit Week. What was that like to get to play against some seniors and have fun?
It was a lot of fun. I didn't know that it was going to be like that competitive when I first showed up, but we were really nervous when we saw only one other freshman team, but we ended up winning a lot of our games.
And Lotan, just going back to homecoming in general, how was your first homecoming ever and just first dance ever?
It was a lot of fun. Being a freshman, though, it's kind of like you have a lot of pressure that you maybe will try too hard your freshman year, or like not try enough, so it's kind of weird, but it was a lot of fun.
All right, Lotan, we'll be hearing much more from you as the year goes along. Our resident freshman here at CCSN, and you can always send us your questions that you have for Lotan because the mind of a freshman is sometimes fascinating. So thanks for coming on, Lotan. We'll see you next week. For this week's final segment on Bruins Take, we got Michael Obame, Braylon Warren. Tyler, you're going to lead them off with a couple questions, and we're just going to get some thoughts. So kick it off, Mr. Tolbert.
Okay, so Halloween's coming up. You're going to a Halloween party. What costume are you guys?
What costume am I? All right, I like that
Michael.
question. You wanna answer that first?
Nah, you got it, bro.
All right. Well, if Halloween, I was at Halloween Spirit the other day, right? And I saw like this steampunk costume, and I really caught my eye. So I'm probably gonna be that for Halloween.
Okay. I don't really go to Halloween anymore, but if I had to, let's see, I'd probably do like a
Something simple.
A little something simple.
little something
I don't know,
simple.
but yeah.
I could
It'd be
see
simple. It'd be something simple.
I could see you being like a ninja or something.
Yeah, ninja. There you go.
I could definitely see you being a ninja.
Okay, can you elaborate on the steampunk costume?
Oh yeah, so it's a little something like this, right? Some pants, some nice like brown pants. Like it's like a trench coat kind of,
Right.
but like not really. It's like kind of like light material.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw like these goggles, right? They're like the I don't know what to call them, but like there's some nice goggles, right? And it's like a little top hat
Yeah.
and like a walking cane.
Yeah.
So like put that all together and you got a great costume.
Right.
Great costume.
I'm excited to see that come into fruition.
Thank you.
Really, really excited to see that one. Okay, next and last question. What is the worst Halloween costume you've seen?
The worst Halloween costume I have seen, probably like a ghost. Like some ghosts are cool, but like you just throw like a sheet over and like put some holes. Nah, that's like I don't like that. You gotta have a little bit more creativity when it comes to Halloween.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go. Like creativity, like the what's it like the angel and devil costumes. I see like 100 girls wear the same costume
Every
You
year.
gotta switch it up a little bit, but yeah, that'd probably be the worst one for me. So.
All right, thank you guys for your input about
Of
Halloween.
course. Thanks for having us.
If you guys ever need any recommendations about Halloween costumes, just go to Michael and Braylon.
Yup.
So that ends our segment that we have not figured out yet what we're gonna call it. Oh.
All right, love you, Mom.
All right, signing out. We'll see you guys on the next podcast.
So there you have it. Michael, Braylon, some Halloween costume opinions. I kind of have to agree with the ghost one. That's like a very common, but we were just discussing. Those guys can get after it. There might be a more provocative question next week.
Yeah, well, and I think if we have any advice for questions for those two, maybe some controversial issues around, that would be a good way to get them talking about some different things.
We are not afraid of controversy here on Bruins Take. And if you saw the original edition with Chance Hausman, Libby Schweitzer, you know that we will not sway away from controversy. But that will do it for the first episode of Bruins Take. For William McDavid, Kel McDavid, and Tyler Tolbert, I'm Benjamin Parrish signing off. We will see you next week on Bruins Take.